Well, hello everyone and welcome back. It's been a little while since we've spoken to you and shared any kind of updates or even put out any videos. And there's a variety of reasons for that. Life is busy for us, just as I'm sure it is for you as well. We're doing this a little bit different. I'm actually re-recording our intro here because our main intro that we had filmed originally had some audio issues and you couldn't hear anything that was being said. But we have a new video today, and it is all about a property that we're working on right now where there is an addition above the main level of the home, and the addition had some roof leaks and some water leaks around where it tied into the main part of the home. And so we got called in to come in and check this out and see what was happening, and then see what we could do to repair it and fix after the outside had been fixed. So there's a support beam right here in the home that ties together and is supposed to be transferring a lot of the weight from the area above down to foundation below, and much of that on the outside wall has been rotted, and the structure has actually sagged a good couple of inches. So what our plan is,
right now we've got things kind of temporarily braced and supported. We're going to put in a temporary wall. You can see our board nailed to the top there. We're going to put a temporary wall in, take the beam out, we are sistering onto these joists with LVLs to try to give it proper strength, which is still a lot of weight for carrying what they're carrying. But we're trying to get it better and get it close to right as we can get it in this scenario. So yeah, so that's where we're at today. We've got a lot of framing to do. Most of the demo and garbage is pulled out. We got a little bit more. We found a brick wall behind here, which we kind of knew was there, but the homeowner decided that they did like the idea of going to and leaving the brick. It's kind of a new thing, you know, to show that. We do know there's a window in here, so we're not sure what we're going to do with the window just yet. But
where's the window look?
Into the bathroom. So there's certain things you don't want those views, you know.
So a little more of the scenario that we've got going on is we have a bathroom up above.
A big garden tub right here.
So we got a lot of weight upstairs on top of the water damage and rot that we've got going on, and you know, just the normal weight of a house coming down on all this wood rot, let alone a big heavy bathroom. So we've got that. We've got a beam that is this beam big enough? You're going with a bigger beam. How big's the beam that you're going back with?
We're going with a 12-inch triple ply LVL, which is overkill maybe, but I'd rather go bigger, especially in this scenario. We've got a second floor above it, and we're spanning, I don't remember what we're spanning.
12.
Yeah, just under 12 feet, which that's a lot to carry for a triple ply LVL, and we had a 2x8 in here.
So the other thing you said is you're gonna sister onto these joists. Tell us a little more. You've got 2x6s here as ceiling joists.
Yeah, this had a flat roof on it, so they cut, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the video, but they cut a taper on top of to give it a little bit of a slope to the outside, which is sufficient. It's fine. I would have still liked to seen something bigger than a 2x6, but it is what it is at this point. And then they went up above that, and not completely resting on this roof, but there's another room above that. It's not, like I said, it's not completely resting on this, but it does have points where it's hitting on this ceiling, this roof. So we're trying to support this thing as best we can, and you know, it's going to be a whole lot better than it was. A whole lot better than it was.
So the other big piece that you've been talking about is the span that these are covering. So not only the weight of a roof system and then a room on top of that roof system, but we've also got a length factor.
Right. It's just under 14 feet spanning this way. which, you know, really should have been 2x10s anyways, and these are 2x6s. So they're straining. You know, we had 2 and 3 inches of sag. From the beam falling, there was about 3 inches, and then there was about 1.5 inches of sag just from the absolute weight on these 2x6s on that outside edge. So we're gonna triple that outside one, double the next one in, and then, put double LVL, and then sister onto the rest of them, trying to help carry the load.
Okay, so we found that all of this is carrying more weight on this wall over here. Not much is actually supporting it. So we've added this wall, this temporary wall back here, to help transfer the weight to the floor. We've also added this bottle jack, pushing right on the bottom of that plate. We've added another one right over here next to him. Again, to help transfer the weight and hold it while we pull out this current beam and put in the new upgraded one. Okay, beam is out. Got it all exposed. Ready for the new one. This is the pile of material that's going back into that space that we're working in. So these large LVLs here are going to get ripped in half, cut in half, and those will become the additional joists for the ceiling. These ones here are the 11 and whatever, it's basically a 12-inch LVL that we're going to mount all 4 of those stacked just kind of like they are, but turned the opposite way. Up in the ceiling there is the beam. So an LVL means it's a laminated veneer lumber. So you've got all of these layers, kind of like plywood in there. You've got layer on layer on layer on layer on layer. They're all glued and squeezed together, and it creates a structural beam because of the strength of going with the grain. It's partly depending on the grain of the wood, and it's also the multiple layers. A single board only has so much strength in it, but when you laminate them up like this, it really compounds and builds on the strength of each piece. And you can even see they alternate the grain patterns back and forth and back and forth, and that helps add structural integrity as well. So there's a lot of science actually in this thing, and you can have a smaller LVL beam in a space like this than what you would get if you were going to do, say, a steel beam. A steel beam would be typically much bigger than what we're able to do with these LVLs. So it's all magic. Since we can see a little more, I want to demonstrate something for you all. We've got the water damage that happened out here on the outside wall, roof leaks and whatnot. And we had the rotted beam and the rotted framing all right here. But another thing to note is that the damage doesn't stop there. So we've got this triple ply bottom plate to a wall for upstairs. That is, you see the staining, that's indicating that there's water damage. So that's early stages of wood rot. From what we can tell, it's still structurally sound, but that discoloration is indicating that there's damage. And if you look, it continues down here. You've got these patterns that are showing where the water has traveled, so to speak, through this lumber, all the way down here. And we've even got some down here in this next bay. Still got little signs of water damage. And look at how far away we are from that outside wall. This is a 11.5 foot, 12 foot span from this brick wall back to the outside wall. And we're 2/3 of the way towards this inside brick wall with water damage. So know that water always goes beyond what you think, and it can cause more damage than you realize. And that's what we're trying to show you here in this video today, is just that it might not seem like much. It might not seem like it's that big of a deal, but this is what happens, and worse, if you don't take care of it, if you don't properly get it cleaned up, get it dried out and cared for, make sure that there's no additional damage beyond what you can physically see, because often there is. Got the first set of sister joists ready to go back up on here. And mount them up and straighten it out. Having to jack the LVL up to get it to the proper height. Okay. Up. First one in, first set in. Then that's all fastened in. Helping support the weight of the roof above and the bathroom above. We're going to transfer all that weight to what will be this 4-ply beam here. So ply meaning layers. We've got a 2-ply of LVL here and then a 3-ply technically. We're going to have 4 layers of this LVL going across where the little 2x4s be nice and strong. Tell us this board is sagging without telling us that. So these LVLs are engineered straight and true. And the dimensional lumber that it's mounted alongside, that's had years of weight and desperation hanging off of it, are no longer straight.